स्ट्रेंथ्स एंड वीकनेसेस एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है फॉर इंटरव्यूज एंड अगर इसको अभी भी आप ऐसे आंसर करते हो कि माई स्ट्रेंथ इज आई एम वेरी हार्ड वर्किंग और माई स्ट्रेंथ इज दैट आई एम वेरी ऑनेस्ट or my weakness is that I care too much about others or my weakness is that I try to be too perfect in executing my tasks, then it's an indication that you need to stop and change your answer. So in this video, I'm basically going to cover what the interviewer expects from you when they ask you this question. Second, I'm going to give you certain strengths and weaknesses that you can use in your answer. And finally, I'm going to share a sample answer and a sample structure that you can use in your answer. So starting with the first point, that what is the interviewer expecting from you when they are asking you this question? So first of all, if it's a job interview for a very specific profile, then obviously they want to see that your weakness should not interfere with your job profile. For example, if your job profile is say sales and you say that you're a very shy and introverted person, so you're not able to communicate well with people, obviously it's a very big no for them, right? Because it's a profile of sales, and if you say that you are not able to communicate well, then obviously you are not a good fit for that particular role. So that's one thing that you need to keep in mind. If it's a job interview, make sure that whatever strength or weaknesses you say, the strengths should align with the job profile and the weaknesses should be such that it does not directly impact your job role. And suppose you're going for a B school or MBA interview, then what matters is how do you articulate that strength and weakness. That is what is more important for the professor, because you're still a student, there's still a lot of scope to learn. So they're not specifically looking for that strength or weakness, but the way you articulate it, you can definitely say that you're very hardworking. However, you need to substantiate it with an example. What have you done before? Basically, this particular question will give them a glimpse about your life, what kind of a person you are, and that is what is more important for them. Suppose you have a weakness. Are you someone who introspects, and are you someone who is willing to learn, and are you someone who is willing to improve on that weakness? What are the steps that you have taken for that? Those are the kinds of things that they are looking for. Now let me give you some examples of the strengths that you can use in your answer, but make sure that whichever one you are choosing, that aligns with your story. So some of the examples that you can use here are flexibility, taking accountability, problem solving skills, ability to work under pressure, team player, fast learner, leadership skills, determination, negotiation skills, communication skills, critical thinking skills, adaptability, creative thinking. So these are some of the strengths that you can use, but make sure whenever you're choosing one, you have a story backing that up. When I tell you the sample answer, this will become much more clear what I mean by a story. And also for any of the strengths that can be tested on the interview, be very careful about using those. For example, I had told my strength lies in number crunching, data analysis, and that was because I wanted them to ask questions on this particular topic. I wanted them to ask questions on numbers, on puzzle solving, or anything around analytics. And because I was fairly confident in that particular topic. Similarly, if you are putting something, say communication skill, problem solving skills, these are some certain topics where they will certainly ask you questions. So be ready for that. And certain things like team player, fast learner, dedicated, these are certain things which cannot be tested on the spot. So those are like some safe options if you have a story backing it. And some of the weaknesses can be you are either impatient, not organized enough, procrastinator, cannot delegate work, micromanager, bad at multitasking, self-doubt and criticism, and maybe unhealthy lifestyle habits as well. So these are some of the weaknesses that you can use, but make sure that whichever weakness you use does not interfere with your particular job profile. For example, if you say you're bad at delegation and you're applying for a manager role, obviously that does not add up well. In case you are applying for any individual contributor role as an analyst, just entering the firm and see that there is no immediate requirement of delegation, obviously then you can say that delegation is your weakness, and how you will improve upon it is the next part. So let's first look at a sample answer for strengths. I believe that I am a fast learner. I demonstrated that in my new job where I learned data analysis and statistics, which was immediate requirement for a client project and was appreciated and awarded as exceptional performer in the first 6 months itself. Similarly, I've demonstrated that in my past academics as well, and this is one skill I believe that will help me a lot in future, because the world is changing fast and there is requirement to be open to unlearn and learn things pretty fast. So important thing here is look at the structure of my answer. First, I demonstrated like what exactly is my strength. That was my first statement. Next was why I think that particular thing is my strength, and that is the story. There should be a backstory associated, that why do you think that particular thing is your strength. So that's the second component. And the third component is how will that particular strength help you in future, either help you in future or help you in your role. If you're going for a job interview, try to demonstrate in the third component that how is that strength going to help you in your job. And if you're going for any B school interview, try to show how that particular thing is going to help you in future. Now let's look at a sample answer for weakness. I am not very good at delegating work. When I became a consultant from analyst, I had the habit of doing the work myself, which I thought was faster compared to teaching the analyst. However, I realized that it's a result of poor delegation and I need to improve it before I become a manager. So I've talked to successful managers in my company and how they delegate work efficiently, and I'm gradually trying to allocate small pieces to learn delegation. So what's the structure here? The structure was, first I said what is my weakness, that's the first statement. Next was why do I think that's a weakness and how it has affected me in the past. So that's basically your story, you have to fit your particular story over here. And the final part was what are the steps you are taking to improve it. These three things should be very clear in your answer, and that forms a perfect structure for weakness answer as well. And in case you do not have work experience but you are a fresher, these answers fit perfectly well for you as well. You can say you are not good at delegating and you can take example of any particular fest that you have participated in. Maybe that turned out to be a failure because you did not delegate the tasks well and you were heading it. So these are certain things that you can put in. You can talk about fast learner in terms of academics as well if you are a fresher. So those are certain manipulations you can do. But what I want you to understand is for either you have work experience or a fresher, the structure remains the same for both strengths and weakness answer. So make sure you follow that particular structure. So this is how you answer for strengths and weaknesses. In case you have any specific question that you want me to cover for your interviews, put that in the comment section. I'll be happy to address it. And also do make sure you subscribe to watch more such videos. So this is it from my side. See you in the next one.